Welcome back to Breaking Skyrim. Today's episode, we're going to be continuing with the College of Winterhold missions. In our last episode, went under Salthal. We're now trying to find books for some research. But our next objective was close to Whiterun, so we came to the stables. And now we're going to be heading in that direction. By this point, we've already broken all of our schools of magic and we're maxed out on them. Got a few select perks to help with what we got going on. Now, something that you can do, I had mentioned last session, find ways to make travel interesting. Here I'm just going to be transmuting everything I've got to gold, so I can use that to make jewelry. I just wait until I regen the mana. Keep doing it. So right now we're turning everything we had silver into gold. Eventually we're going to be turning everything iron into silver, then to gold. The main reason I say wait for your mana to regen is just because you want to have enough for that bound weapon. Trying to soul trap anything and everything we can at this moment. Boost our enchanting. So you hear wolves in the distance or something like that, go ahead and summon your blade. Yeah, it's just the one. Blade. Now we're sitting on a whole ton of perk points from mage breaking. So as you go, you can just add them wherever you want to. I personally like to do all of smithing except for Daedric. The only thing Daedric really brings to the table is their weapons and armor do a slight bit more damage and damage reduction, but their weight just isn't worth it compared to the dragon stuff that you can later on make. Try on taking that. Snuck up on me. Now, just beyond this fort we're heading to is a word wall and a dragon priest. I'm going to skip that for now. Normally I would take it, but I don't need the dragon priest mask. It's Croesus. He does 20% to archery, lock picking. I can't remember what else. But I'm not using any of those types of skills right now. I'd rather just not have to fight a dragon and a dragon priest. Instead, we're going to come up here. It'll be an elemental at the front door. There's also 2 mages about. They're not going to be any problem. Oh, come on now. Boy, he's trying to light me up, isn't he? But all of our magic absorption, she's not going to be able to do anything. Already got it. Okay. Sorry if I seem a little distracted. My cat is going crazy right now. I'm not sure what she thinks she sees, but she sees it. Okay, so now you're gonna get a lot of no soul gem large enough. Black soul gems are the only ones that can hold humans. So if you happen to have a few of those, you'll be fine. There, yep, go hide. You know, always remain vigilant, looking for things you can use for blacksmithing or enchanting. You know, gold here and there. Because of the carry weight you have, nice. Because of the carry weight you have going on, you can grab a few items if they're worth the money to enchant later. I'm not gonna bother at the moment. But that elven shield's good because it only weighs 4, and the way I like to work it is a little rule I called worth its weight in gold. So if it has a weight of 4, it has to be worth 40 gold or more for me to take it. So it works. Same thing here, that has to be worth 380, and it's exponential, but still, that's 38 pounds. Yeah, even with my tremendous carry weight. You know, if I had stopped by our house and drop off a few things, maybe it would be good to go, but right now, not so much. Okay, I did. And that rune just went ahead and filled us back up. Destruction. I'm pretty sure I have that, but just in case. Some gold. I like to dump the bowl out first. Gem and gold. Now, you can unlock all these cages if you're trying to go for a lockpick, but... Or you can leave them all to rot in there, but... You know, it's nice to have a few allies. A few of them will actually run to safety. Which I think that happened to that one. But, though, you know, fight bravely and die quickly. That allows you to come in and pick up the pieces. Now, if you're asking yourself why I take moon sugar, there is a food recipe for elsewhere fondue. Moon sugar coming from elsewhere, you know, makes sense, it's an ingredient. But it has terrific magicka regen properties. It's the same thing if you get, I think it's vegetable stew. That has health and stamina regen properties. They're nice little additives. The benefit when we go and make ourselves undead is that they will actually last longer than is stated on the card. But the downside is, when in sunlight, you do not regen anything from natural sources. You can build your armor to have regeneration on it, but we're gonna end up breaking that through spells eventually.
What was... Ah! Never should have... Go, boys!
helpful again. Glass dagger, that's another thing. If you wanted to grab it, you go ahead and enchant that. I personally don't, just because I'm trying to stick with the mages at Winterhold. And they end up buying jewelry and clothing. They don't really go for weapons and armor.
Although not interested enough to... Don't you need my help? I shall do my best.
Now don't worry, this fella, he's more annoying than anything else. He might end up dead, but having some help is better than having none.
And begin. What was that? Aha! I hope there aren't any more.
Well, I can't get you out. At least not physically. There it is.
What was that?
That was a bit overkill, don't you think? Not complaining, it's just like... Soul gem with this skeleton. There's a few more skeletons you can raid, but that one's always holding the soul gem, so wanted to grab it. I'm just gonna transmute as I go. That way I can have plenty of gold to make rings before we head back. Did you ever come? Just wanted to have some necromancer pals, some bone buddies. That doesn't sound right. Some more soul gems all around here. Okay, that was an explosion. All right, my dude.
Why did I ever come here?
Should have been a fourth. There we go. Now, if we hadn't have already maxed out conjuration. You're gonna see a lot of conjuration stuff. You know, everybody being necromancers and such. I've said it before in other videos. Play at the difficulty you feel comfortable at. I'm keeping it on novice because I jumped levels dramatically and it kind of evened out in difficulty, even though I am still one-shotting a lot of these people. And also I'm trying to power through quickly. That way I can show you the places to be breaking. What techniques you should use to break, in what fashion. Couple more here.
Is someone there?
Knapsacks, coin purse. Whenever you do find something that's labeled a knapsack, it almost always has a piece of jewelry in it. Ooh, potion of water breathing. You can see this is a good spot to collect robes. So if you don't have a certain class of robe, there's a good chance you can find it around here. I always check cupboards just because there's a small chance for gold. There's another unusual gem here. Personally, I've never found them all. I've heard it's not that profitable to do such, so I just never bothered. Ah, see, I have them all already. So if that's the case... Those? We'll take those, though, thank you. Is someone there?
The library. Yeah. We're getting close now.
Oh, don't back away. Oh, come here. Here, we already know. Coins, we know. There's a coin purse. That's for strength. I will take that. A potion's usually random. If we didn't already do destruction to 100, that's destruction. Well, you can see we've gotten through our silver ore because now we're making silver to gold from our iron. I still have... Yes, I do. Oh, I did not want your wooden bone. Probably should have stopped by my house. But that's also one of the reasons I wanted to break carry weight. Not totally broken. I've seen people just dump everything into stamina, nothing into health, but you can do that if you're stealth based. Most of the time they never see you coming. Will, however, take Giuliano's Shrine. glass stuff is good to take for enchanting. It's lightweight. And has a nice price tag.
I've got to get out of here.
We're working on it. We'll get you out. Both of those. They are worth money, though. Strips, thank you.
I've got to get out of here.
So you're the one who... How nice to meet you. So you come here, kill my assistants, an arrangement. Fine, leave me the elf. You may go with your books.
Wait, what?
He gets the books.
So, you get to choose, you can leave him behind, you can, most of the time I like to buy into her whole ploy and then end up killing her anyway.
Subjects. I need more, and you do nicely.
You wouldn't leave me here with her.
I'm waiting.
Are you? Okay then. Well, how's that for a response?
Is someone there?
Oh no, that's all settled and oh, he didn't make it. So, now that everybody's all wrapped up, even if you do happen to save Orthone, he talks about going back to the college and never shows up, which I always thought was kind of funny, but already have that. Don't know if I've got that going for me. See more glass stuff. Again, really worth. Don't worry about fragments. I've never found a use for them. I think they're just additive. So let me know in the comments if there is a way to use soul fragments to make gems themselves, because that would be super useful. Ugh, excuse me. It's a long day. Don't think I've seen a short day in a long time. Transmute. Thing that kinda, you know, stinks about transmute is if you wanted silver stuff, you have to turn the iron to silver and then take it off your person, put it in a chest or something to continue to keep getting silver. That's why I just go ahead and put it all into gold. But that also means that to get to gold, you have 2 casts of the spell. And it's a bit time consuming. Really does not do anything to boost your alteration level at all. But we've already got perks down the alteration tree. The only thing we don't have half cost is master stuff. But I don't like the master alteration spells. Mass paralysis is fun to play with, but it just takes too long. And it's not the biggest payoff just to see, you know, everybody flop over. Over here. Ah, dragon. Alright, so... Don't think my circle thing's back on. Nope. I'm just gonna have to wait for him to land.
Hey, what are you doing?
Well, I didn't think he was gonna come right down in front of me. But as you can see, we went from regular dragons to ancient in no time whatsoever. And again, he's not really doing much to me. don't worry about using your bound weapons on dragons. You absorb their souls, the soul gems don't. So there's really no reason for it. Go ahead and... I don't know if I have shots. Oh, unarmed strike. Alright. Good stuff.
I understand you're the one who found this orb inside.
You're worried about the orb? I just absorbed a dragon. Are you not watching?
Champion services are one of the few things that keep us.
He's the chosen one! Well, that explains why I broke magic. Alright. So, back to transmuting. Now we're heading for the Arcanum, Arcadium? However you want to say that. Oop, wrong one. Pardon. So, might as well do dual cast of this. We're safe in the college, now that, you know, dragons are gone. Now the problem with dual casting like that is you want to do one just after the other, or else you can
Hundreds of years have gone into a simple.
glitch it out. It'll only do one.
Did you?
I just have a bad habit of doing both of them at the same time.
I suppose you've earned these until.
Now, all these books he gave you, it's really good if we hadn't already broken everything to get one-ups. Go ahead and read the one for enchanting if you've already broken your character like I have. I'm gonna read them all just to make sure I have.
Next time, you need a book. You talk to.
And then you can sell
Assorted
them
books,
right back to
scrolls.
him.
I'm sure you'll find something useful.
Which I'm pretty sure this character would find as a sign of disrespect, but
Fight
you
well.
read them all. I mean,
I don't care if you wrote it yourself. If you want a book from here, you go through me.
alright, now we go have a discussion with Tolfdir.
It's always... Did he now? Does he have information about our wonderful... Is that... I'll have to... I just... If you'd allow me to indulge myself for a moment, I thought I might make a few observations. I'm sure you've already noticed the mark.
Did notice the markings. No, I didn't. What's important about those?
They're quite unlike anything we've seen before.
I want it to work
Alien?
again.
Daedric, or even Falmer. None of them...
Now this fella right here,
Let me give you a bit of advice.
I know.
You
he's
wanna work on
supposed to
something
be
that's
a
not
vendor,
officially
but most of the
allowed.
time I can't get him to work until I get into the Thieves Guild.
You need something you're not officially supposed to have? You come see me.
Radiates magic.
You tell anyone that I told you.
Anything
Right
I've
from the
felt
inside
before.
out.
Archmage hopefully we'll have more information soon.
Even with the college's laid-back attitude.
Oh look, he's actually gonna give it to me.
Meet me in my quarters.
This is most
Alright,
important.
cool.
We're involved in serious research
So,
here.
whenever he's in his
Yes,
quarters,
I've no doubt of his
usually
gratitude.
late at
This,
night,
however, is a matter that
he's
cannot
a
wait.
general vendor.
Well, I'm quite sure I've never
So
been
that'll come in
interrupted
useful,
like this
now that I've
before.
actually got
The
him
audacity.
working the right.
I suppose we'll continue this at some later time, when we can avoid interruption.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I need you to come with me immediately. Let's go. Really? More important. So we're going to go have a little chat with him and find out exactly what it is he wants.
Okay, let's go.
Now, you are going to speak to this monk and find out why he is here, and then he will be removed from college grounds.
You don't have to be so rude about it, you know. We're gonna come over here and talk
Please,
to our
what
old
you
ghostly friend.
I've given us the situation. I believe the energy The longer it remains here, the more dangerous the situation. You said you must my present. I'm all too. Nevertheless, my order will not act as you may have. The world, indeed, many in the order. Unfortunately, his perception may be more coherent than ours. I am sorry. Now, it is within you to succeed. Never forget that.
Okay, now we're gonna head back out. Hopefully we can catch Tolfdir before he leaves the hall. Usually he's gone by now. He is. Alright, so we're gonna go find him. He is usually in the Hall of Attainment. This is also the hall of the other students. If you want to help them with their little side quests, you can. But Tolfdir's strange. He doesn't seem to have a designated room. He'll just hang out in somebody else's room. You, on the other hand, yeah, see? Here he is.
It's all well now.
Ask him about the auger.
Are you going to see him?
And then
Underneath
he'll
the
point out
column.
where you can find
It's
him.
not the nicest place, so if you go down there...
One of these beds, I do believe it's this one, yeah. If it says that you can sleep in this bed for a rested bonus, then everything in this room you can take without stealing. All the other rooms are taken, but, you know, it's still a good place to find some pieces of clothing if you wish to enchant, a couple of bobs and ends, bits of gold, and eventually this stuff regenerates too. The alchemy ingredients and whatnot. I mean, of course, if you want to go thieving everywhere else, go right ahead, but you can see steal. Now there are two ways into the bin. It's showing you the one from the outside, which is over in this little corner. But I'm gonna make a pit stop in the Hall of Countenance. This is where most of your masters... Tolfdir's the Master Alteration, but this is where you can find Destruction, Conjuration, Restoration, and Illusion. And, if I remember correctly, no, that's for Alda. There's a bed in here as well that you can use. And a few items that you can take as well. Not to mention the alchemy and enchanting stations upstairs. You can take all of those gems, soul gems, you can take all of those alchemy ingredients. But I'm just going to use the table to disenchant a few things. Now you mind, I already have them all. That just means profit to sell. Now, if I remember correctly, and Thea was in the last... Yeah, he's in the other tower, so we'll deal with him in a bit. Through here. Normally there's a enchanted dagger here with this skeleton. The enchantment is always random, but I've already collected it. Ice Wraith. Shouldn't be too hard. That's just a soul to capture. Sometimes their bodies get stuck in the ceiling. Now this is a good place to find torch bug thoraxes for alchemy. I like to leave this ruby here with these salts because if you read the forge manual, it'll tell you how to bring in a flaming atronach. I never will be friendly, but I keep that there just in case I need to summon it, because it's that's how I originally used to mage break conjuration, is I would summon that atronach because it wouldn't disappear. Its fire damage would recharge my mana, and then I would just keep summoning swords. Other strips. Should be a Draugr. There it is. we just go deeper into the Miden. Now, this is one of those interesting dungeons because most dungeons like to go in a circle. This one likes to bring you out elsewhere. There's where we're headed, or where we come from, and then there's a way out that way. So what they want you to do is head straight forward. Because if you cross this little ice bridge, your target's right on the other side. I, on the other hand, like to jump down here, grab whatever's in here. Now, heading that way takes you to Skyrim, but we're gonna backtrack the entire dungeon. Just so that we can grab a few things, mainly a couple extra souls off these fighters and whatnot. Trying to remember. Nope, it wasn't down here. Okay. Through a few things. I do believe that's the only enemies down here. I know there's a couple of skeletons up ahead, but iron horns, a few alchemy ingredients. This was an interesting side mission. I'm gonna take the key and read the incident report. There's a couple of students who tried to make a pact with the Daedra, hence this gauntlet. If you go into the library, use the key you just found in a chest, then you'll find rings. If you get the rings on the right hand, you'll actually be able to find a Daedra just outside the Tomb of Ysgramor. And he'll have some things, you know, a treasure chest full of goodies. Just some odds and ends to be able to sell off. But now we're finally back to our target, because here's the land bridge. Now you can't skip any dialogue with this fella. So I'm gonna go ahead and get through this. After this, I do believe you take whatever information you have and take it to the Archmage. The Archmage will send you to the head mage, and then she'll send you to Mizalft, which if you've been watching my videos, we've already been to, and you can fast travel to. That's what we're going to end up doing. So I'll catch you in the next one, and we'll pick it up from there. Have a good one.